All right, hey everyone, how's it going? So we're here for the Princess Connect Redive 2-star tier list for the month of May. The last one I did was the 3-star tier list, so it's going to be just the 3-star tier list, but pretty much the 2-star tier list version. Now, it's going to be the same principles as I'm going to be adding them to the tier list from best to worst as we go down. Of course, SSS tier being the best, and then it goes down from SS to S to A to B to C. Now, before I start, I just want to say one thing is that every one of these two-star characters are very, very good. There's not a single bad 2-star character, I think, in my opinion, which is really, really nice. Now, of course, there is multiple bad 1-star characters, but there's also the 2-star characters. I don't think any of them are like worthless trash. You know what I mean? Like, there's no like even same thing for 3 stars. Like, even though Exjino is considered the worst 3-star, quote unquote, she still is a 3-star character with the 3-star base stats and stuff. She's still going to perform very, very well. So now that I got that out the way, I don't want this to be another video of my 3-star tier list where I offended some people with my tier list. Just keep this in mind that this is my own opinion. My opinion can be completely different from yours, and that's okay. We can live to disagree. So there we go. Now that's out the way. First things first, let's jump straight into the tier list. First things first, we have the SSS tier. As I said, we're going to start from best to worst. And the first character I'm going to toss up there is going to be Tamaki. Tamaki definitely deserves this SSS tier spot because of her insanely annoying Tamaki style meta. She's still very, very strong in PvP. She counters mages, mages are always going to be super relevant in PvP. So she's definitely going to be that counter character. Just an overall very, very strong character. Definitely recommending you to get her to a higher star level. Minimum, she should be a 3-star character, like bare minimum. But she definitely deserves that 5-star without a doubt. She definitely deserves it. Next character we're going to put in the the SSS tier slot. Where is she? There she is. We're going to be putting Pudding, aka Miyako. Miyako, of course, is going to be your strongest physical defender in the entire game. It's between probably her and June, I'd say, is the strongest physical defenders. Maybe Shizuru is there as well, but Miyako is absolutely insane. She basically becomes invincible for about like a second or 2 seconds, 3 seconds. I don't know how long the cooldown is exactly, but she literally becomes invincible. So she can't take damage. She heals herself. She heals herself on her Union Burst. She has insanely high physical defensive stats. Her only weakness is her magical defense. But if you're going against a physical team, she is your ace in the hole, and she's going to absolutely carry you. She definitely deserves an easily SSS tier spot, and she does deserve your 5-star if you want to go ahead and give her the 5-star. And I think the last character we're going to be putting in SSS tier, if we can find her, is going to be Kyori. Now, Kyori right now is probably the strongest clan battle character in the entire game, I'd say. It's between her, Makoto, and maybe a few others. But in terms of raw damage output, it's definitely her as number 1. Depending on, of course, what star level you have her at. But a 5-star Kyori is going to be spitting out like 250,000 plus damage on her own in a clan battle run. Kyori is absolutely ridiculous. Like it's between her and Arisa, or as like the best 2 like DPS characters for clan battle. Kyori is absolutely worth the 5-star, and I do recommend getting her to 5 stars as soon as you have the chance to. I'm telling you, you won't regret it. She does end up falling off later down in the timeline of the game because, of course, just overall power creep is the only reason that she actually loses her relevance. But she's still super, super good and definitely a worth it 5-star for the month of May. Starting off SS tier, I want to grab another tank. We're going to grab our girl Kuka. Now, Kuka, of course, is an absolute monstrous magical defender. She has an insanely strong taunt ability. Taunting, of course, being one of the strongest abilities for a tank to have. I think it actually is the strongest ability for a tank to have. Taunting is ridiculously good against characters like Tamaki, where they can completely nullify the Tamaki's ability to snipe the mages by just taunting and getting them onto them. Insanely high magical defense, very good HP recovery, and overall beast of the tank. If you're going against a magical defense team, she's going to be doing insanely good, which is why I have her up here. I wouldn't put her in SSS tier. The reason being is I think I'm only going to limit myself to top 3 SSS tiers, and from then on, I'll just kind of spread it out. But I definitely do think she deserves this high up rank, which is why I have her here. Next character I'm going to be putting in SS tier. Let's go ahead and grab our girl Suzuna. Suzuna definitely deserves this tier right here. Suzuna has guaranteed crits on all of her attacks for her skills attacks. I mean, like her skill attacks. Her Union Burst is a guaranteed crit. her one heartbreaker error, the one skill that she has is a guaranteed crit. So she's going to be doing a ton of damage. Very, very good clan battle unit. Good PvE character. Good pretty much all around. If you can give her TP regeneration and she has that guaranteed crit going, she's going to be hitting like a truck. She pretty much one-shots everything in PvP, and she's going to do a huge amount of chunk damage taken out of a boss in clan battle and in like dungeon and PvE and all that stuff. She's a great, great, great DPS option. Next character we're going to be putting into SS tier. I'm going to go ahead and grab our girl Misoto. Misoto, of course, is going to be an absolutely insanely good healer. She only gets better as time goes on. As she gets her farmable options and able to farm her up to 5 stars, she is an absolute beast of a healer. I think she's better than Yuki at 5 stars, if I'm not mistaken. Misoto is probably better. Misoto obviously is just a super good healer. Strong healers are always needed in teams for the most part, except for like some clan battle teams. But strong healers are always like a very strong option. So that is why I have her super high up in this tier, and she definitely does deserve it because she's an absolute monster healer. Starting off in S tier, I'm going to go ahead and put another strong clan battle unit. We're going to go ahead and grab our girl Shuri. There's Shuri. I'm going to go ahead and put Shuri up here. Now, Shuri, of course, she's basically just a carbon copy of Erika, but as a 2-star version. So I don't want to go into too much depth. Just pretty much insanely fast Union Burst timing. She buffs up her own attacks with her Union Burst, kind of like Shuri does. So she's definitely a very, very strong clan battle option. Very, very good, high damaging character. Definitely worth the 5-star, even 4-star. Definitely worth the 3-star, though, for sure. And I definitely say she's a very, very good option and a very solid option for clan battle. All right, now that we got Shuri out the way, let's go ahead and grab our next girl. The next girl that we're going to grab is going to be the queen herself, Mitsuki, Mommy Milkers. Go ahead and put Mitsuki up here. Mitsuki definitely deserves a spot. Physical defensive lowering on AoE. Very, very good for Reno comps. Very good for clan battle because physical defense lowering is always going to be good no matter what in clan battle. So definitely a very, very good character to have. Super high stars. She definitely deserves the 4 stars, even 5 stars. Very, very good 2-star character. Definitely recommend getting her. If you have her, good for you. She's a very, very good character. And finally, last character I'm going to grab here and put in S tier. We're going to go ahead and grab our girl Akari. There is Akari. Let's go ahead and put her up on S tier. She definitely deserves a spot. Very, very good magical defensive character. She's going to be giving a magical attack buff to all of your allies. She's really good on magical teams. Magical teams, of course, are just super strong everywhere. So Akari definitely deserves an S tier spot for just being that support character to help out the entire team. Moving on to A tier. First character that I'm going to go ahead and throw into A tier is going to be our girl Yuki. I'm going to go ahead and throw Yuki up into A tier. Yuki definitely deserves this. Super good blind ability. She has the TP regeneration for your allies. Very, very good character. I definitely do recommend getting her to 3 stars or even 4 stars if you want to. I definitely do think she's worth it. Very, very strong option. And I think she's honestly really, really good. I don't see many downsides with her besides her maybe poor defenses. But other than that, I have no really complaints for her. Very, very strong character overall. And that's going to do it for that character. Moving on to the next character, I'll be putting into A tier. All right, and the next character that I'm going to go ahead and toss into A tier is going to be probably Mimi. I do think Mimi deserves this high tier. She has very, very strong Union Burst. Nothing really other to say than her Union Burst does hit very, very hard. I think it's pretty good. She's still a very good character. I don't think she's as worth it to get to 5 stars as much as like these top 6 characters are. Like all of these characters are definitely worth a 5-star in these top like SS tier and SSS tier. All these 6 characters do deserve that 5-star, but I don't think like these 2 characters, as we go down the list, they're like less and less deserving of a 5-star. Pretty much as we keep continuing down this list. So definitely she deserves an A tier spot, but I don't think she deserves like a SS tier. Like I don't think she's good as Kuka or Suzuna or even like Tamaki or Kyori. She's just, her universe is good, but she just doesn't compare to those other 2 characters in terms of damage. And that probably does it for A tier actually. So I'm done with A tier. And we're going to move on to B tier. Now B tier, the first character I'm going to go ahead and throw into B tier is going to be our girl Erika. Erika, of course, is a very scary character in the anime. Absolute tsundere, absolute insane psychopath killer character. If you get in her way, she's going to kill you, especially if you're not her quote-unquote beloved, like, lover. So she is a cool character design. but I don't think she just matches up as well to other characters. And you don't really see her often in PvP. You don't have her much use in PvP. You don't have her seeing much use in clan battle. And those are kind of the two main content parts of the game, which I kind of measure these characters on. And considering you don't see her in both of those, I'm just going to kind of put her on the lower B tier of the spectrum. So there she is in B tier. That is Erika. And finally, for the last character of B tier, we have Iona. Iona, of course, being super, super, super decent overall. She's also one of the 2-star banner characters. There's also, I purposely left out the banner characters for last, especially the new character, Sumigi. I left her out for last as well. But the Iona character herself is very, very good. I think she's very good, but she just, considering, as I said, I'm kind of basing this entire tier list off of strength and combined with how like much impact they have at 5 stars. She just doesn't feel as powerful as any of the other characters at like a 3-star level or even a 2-star level. She just doesn't feel as powerful. Same thing with Erika. Like same thing is like if they're 5-star her and 5-star Corey's gonna be out damaging her all the time. So, and the only character I'm going to be putting into C tier, and the only character that I actually was disappointed with the entire like way through. I did actually summon for her, and I have used her multiple times, but I haven't found her to be as good, nearly as good as any other 2-star characters on this list. And the C tier character, the only C tier character I'm going to be putting here is going to be Rin. Now, Rin, I'm going to go ahead and pull her up on the Princess Connect game. Let's go ahead and pull up Rin here. Now, don't get me wrong, Rin is very, very, very good. She does have very good potential with her skills. She does give the HP recovery, the physical attack recovery by 414, the magic defense buff, and the physical attack buff. She also gives the magic defense buff to all allies in range. She does stun enemies, and then she does give herself magic defense, right? But she just doesn't have as much of an impact, and I don't think her skills are that useful compared to other like 3-star characters. So just keep that in mind that she is a decent character. But she's not healing a lot compared to like Yui or Misoto, who are just better healers than her. Her magical defense buff isn't that great. It's not that crazy. This isn't that good either. It's like a stun ability, which is always useful. Stuns are always good, but it doesn't feel as much impact as you would like it to have. And then that magical defense EX skills, whatever. But I mean, back to the tier list. I don't think that she definitely deserves the B tier slot, and I definitely think she is like the least deserving 2-star character to go ahead and try to get to 5 stars. So yeah, with that being said, that is going to be C tier, and the only C tier character is going to be Rin. Now, for the next and the most recent 2-star character, we have our girl Sumigi. So take your bets where you think I'm going to place her. No, I'm just kidding. We're going to place Sumigi. I think I'm going to place her in super high S tier, or even SS tier. Now, Sumigi, on the Japanese side of the game, for PvP, is one of the best PvP characters still to this day. She has held up for an incredible amount of time considering how old she is on the Japanese side of the game. Sumigi, of course, is super, super good. So considering right now she isn't like completely meta, but she's still a very solid PvP option, I'm going to go ahead and give her the much deserving S tier spot. So let's just go ahead and throw her into S tier. Let's just throw her right here. That's fine. There we go. And that is going to be Sumigi into S tier. I don't think she's worth it to 5 stars yet because you have to Divine Amulet her because she doesn't have a farmable stage yet. As with all of these summonable 2-star characters, you can't get them farmable up yet because they don't have their farmable stages out, which does hurt them, right? But they're still a great character nonetheless. So that for Rin. Rin is just, I don't know what they're doing with Rin. She's decent, but she's just not as good as any other character here. Sumigi is just a monster. She's so good. She's stunned. She's a very strong utility character. She's not as like a support character like Misoto is, but she's a strong utility character, which is why I value her so high, because she's an absolute beast in PvP and still holds her own on the Japanese side of the version to this day. So that's going to do it for this 2-star tier list. I want you guys think of this 2-star tier list down in the comment section down below. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you guys all have a wonderful, wonderful day. Peace out. I'll see you guys next time.